It's the double sculls. It's the open men's double sculls. And we've got New Zealand on the left of our picture and France and Netherlands on the right of our picture. Here we go.
Two quality crews. Let's see what happens. We had a great heat this morning in the doubles, really impressive. And we're looking to see who's going to go through. We've got international experience here throughout this race, and they're going to take it toe-to-toe. They've gone off pretty straight. Some of the best steering we've seen there, I think. Very clean, real power in both of these crews. Yeah,
on the left it's the New Zealand selected lightweight men's double, and on the right of our picture we've got a composite between French and Dutch. We've got Rustenburg at bow here in the, at stroke here in the Netherlands-France composite, and behind him sits Guillaume Turlan from France. And they've come together through a shared relationship. A sibling is dating the other, and Guillaume Turlan, one of the Turlan twins from the Tokyo French pair that finished third in the B final.
Yeah, of course, that's complicating, isn't it? Not just sort of, you know, rowing connections, but family connections inside of that. But this is a phenomenal race. They are really taking it to each other, and the Kiwis now they've been sharpening up, making a move in the middle of the race here, starting to creep ahead and asking questions of Rustenburg and Turlan.
Yeah, so maybe not unusual to see a lightweight unit getting a little bit dropped off the start, with the power of the heavyweights meaning more, but perhaps the lightweights have got some efficiency, perhaps they've got a little bit more on the technical side to offer as we come through the middle of the course, and it's maybe a bit of a competition that tilts in their favour coming through the halfway mark.
They're going to be the lightweight double for New Zealand at the World Championships, so they are probably a more set crew, perhaps a little more cohesive, perhaps just spent a little bit more time in the boat, which means you've got some more moves you can make, you can understand how each other's thinking, you can say, right, this is a decisive moment and we know how we're going to take it, and it looks like they're doing that through this middle part of the race.
So on the left of our picture, Matthew Dunham at bow and Chris Stockley at stroke now. Looks like the New Zealanders have got through them. A little glance across from Matthew Dunham to take a look. Matthew won the Diamonds in 2017, so he's a real competitor, really strong sculler. He's happy to be here at Henley, but the lightweights from New Zealand have the edge. We're just passing through the 3/4 mile signal, and we can see that lane one, that's the New Zealand crew, is ahead, perhaps about a length of the French-Dutch composite.
It's not comfortable, and it looks now like Turlan and Rustenburg are pushing. They're putting some power on. They've lifted the rate. They've really kind of stepped up the sharpness of the catches and the power, and they are suddenly getting another gear. They are asking a lot of questions. Can they find another gear in the Kiwi crew? That is what's being asked. They're now alongside. What an effective push that was. We've
got a race on our hands here at Henley Royal Regatta on the Friday. The heavier weight Dutch-French composite crew, well, they're making a really decisive move, and the lightweights on the New Zealand crew super efficient through the middle of the course, but have they got another gear? It doesn't look like it at this point.
It looked like in sort of race plan terms, didn't it, that the Kiwis had made that middle of the course move, but they soaked it up, and Turlan and Rustenburg have put so much power in at a point that is devastating if you don't feel you can respond.
Umpire Gwyn Batten there just warning the French-Dutch double, to move across at bow. Guillaume Turlan takes a look. We'll just make sure he steadies, doesn't want to be in any trouble here. It's been a decisive move, but perhaps that caused a little bit of steering, that extra effort. And now it's for the New Zealand crew to respond. They've lifted their rate, and I think they are now attacking. The umpire continues to warn the French and Dutch that the New Zealanders are going to take the opportunity while the steering's underway to see if they can push back.
What a fantastic race, swapping punches, swapping pushes as they go, and I think the New Zealanders are going for home. They're saying, we've got to go now. This is our start for home, and again, taking the rate up, taking it back, asking each other questions all of the time. It's still got the edge in this French-Dutch combination.
At stroke, we've got Rustenburg. Looks across at his opposition and he decides he's going to go again. When you're attacking like this, you've got to keep going up a gear. If the other guys raise it, you've got to raise it again. And that's where the mental toughness really comes in, doesn't it?
It is. They'll be talking to each other, keeping each other really motivated. There's a lot of experience here. You know, Rustenburg was in the Cotswolds 4 in the World Cup 1. Turlan raced, you know, in the under-23s, won a medal there. He raced with his brother in Tokyo. So, you know, they have got some all sorts of background experiences to draw on, and race experiences to think, what are the tactics? But basically, it's put a push in, get your technique right, get yourselves up for it, and go again.
Being warned again for their steering, so that's something that they're struggling with, and can they manage to steer and correct that while continuing to keep the advantage over the New Zealanders? They keep coming and they keep coming. You know, if you're sitting in that pair, in that double, and you're tiring, Well, the Kiwis just keep coming. A little glance over the shoulder from Bao Matthew, from Bao Guillaume Turlan there, and wondering what's happening as they're closing stages of this race.
So the Kiwis are taking it up again. We know that Kiwis are always so ferocious finishing, but there's still more power coming down from that French and Dutch combination.
Well, it could be too much now. The power at the beginning and the end of the course from the heavyweight crew, the smoothness and the efficiency from New Zealand through the middle. Have the New Zealand got a crazy final gear to offer?
What an amazing fight to the very last stroke. The Kiwis, their heads are shaking as they try to go again.
Wow, that was a really amazing doubles race there. Lightweights against heavyweights, but confirmation of the result. Rustenburg and Turlan from France and Netherlands beating Dunham and Stockley from New Zealand. Great Henley racing.